it's fair to say that if ever there was an animal which has captured the public's imagination, it's pandas. Well, that's assuming you ignore cats and dogs, obviously. It'll take more than a cute bear to knock them off of the top spot. Oh, but did you know? Thanks to the incredible conservation work that's being done in China and around the world, pandas are no longer endangered. Amazing! That said, they're still considered vulnerable. So, this zoo is extraordinarily lucky and honored to be part of that conservation effort. It really speaks to our reputation, a reputation that you're going to be in charge of maintaining, along with all the general maintaining, too. I really can tell you how important the welfare of those pandas is. Oh, wait, I can. It is vitally important. The eyes of the world are on you, my friend. Although, perhaps more pressingly, the eyes of Nancy are on you, too.
Welcome to China. This is Bernie's brand new Panda Celebration Zoo. So new, in fact, that it's not quite finished, but we'll deal with that later. First, let's take a tour of the zoo.
Alright, hello and welcome to the third and last tutorial of the career mode in Planet Zoo called the Bear Essentials. Yeah, bear as in B-E-A-R. You know, it's Pun Day. And it's a small Chinese zoo that we're going to be working in. And let's just follow Nancy around and look at this very, very hard to find giant panda habitat.
Obviously, the giant pandas are the main attraction for this zoo, and luckily for us, we have one which was born just a few days ago.
Yay!
Let's go and have a look at it. Go on, don't be shy. Select the panda cub.
You make it sound like I can just find it, Nancy. There it is.
And click on the camera to enter animal camera mode.
Hello, panda baby.
Oh, doesn't it just warm the cockles of your heart? So cute! Did you know that giant pandas, or Ailuropoda melaleuca for being formal, are the only entirely herbivorous bears? They can actually eat up to 38 kilos of bamboo a day. Not that surprising, given that they'll spend up to 14 hours a day chomping away. I don't imagine this little fluff ball has that kind of appetite yet, though. Oh no. I just got word from one of our keepers that a sable antelope was placed into a habitat without going through quarantine first, and that they're displaying signs of disease. We'll have to move them into quarantine to stop the infection from spreading to the other animals.
This one?
To do that, go to the highlighted habitat, find the infected animal, and then select them to bring up their information panel.
But they're not sick.
Good. Now click move and then transfer them into quarantine. I've highlighted the quarantine
Oh, now they are.
for you.
Thanks, Nancy. Okay.
Phew, that's a relief. Now that we've stopped the infection from spreading any further, we need to build a vet surgery so the antelope can be treated and then return to his habitat. I've already highlighted where I'd like you to build it, so why don't we head over there?
Are you telling me that Boney has this full zoo but not a single building for a vet? Boney, that's just irresponsible. You have 20 pandas and not a single veterinarian, oh my god. What are you doing, Boney?
In order to build the vet surgery, click on Facilities, Staff Facilities, and then Vet Surgeries.
Yeah, Nancy. Know what I'm doing.
That's the job. Vet surgeries play a very important role in a zoo, as they're the only places that vets can treat the animals. Once there's room for the antelope, the vet will pick them up from quarantine and bring them to the surgery. Yes, diseases can spread through a habitat quite easily, especially if the water inside it isn't being cleaned regularly. As it happens, I just got a report that one of our water treatment facilities has broken down, and the water in the flamingo and saltwater crocodile habitats has gotten dirty. I've highlighted highlighted the water treatment facility for you, so you should go and check it out.
Nancy, it's not broken. It's perfectly operational. Like, it's literally perfectly operational.
Water treatment facility to bring up its information panel.
Okay. Sure. I guess it just broke it for the variety. Maybe Nancy hit it with a hammer. That's what happened. Anyways, this is the last of the, like, tutorials, so this is the last one that literally guides you through your steps. From then on, it's going to be more like, get 5 animals, get animal happiness, and get money. Which we can do. Yeah, that's just speed. Mechanic is a slow one.
Now that the water treatment facility has been repaired, the water will be cleaned up in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. You can also use mechanics to repair power facilities, transport rides, bins, benches, signs, and, as you already know, habitat barriers. Now, I'll be honest, I'm still a little worried about that disease scare we had, so I think we should do some research into it. Doing research into a disease can help prevent future outbreaks of it. And even if we do have an outbreak, it'll make the disease much less potent. I'd like you to start some research into bordetalosis.
On it.
Disease research can be found in vet research.
Yay!
So head over to your research centre and get one of the vets researching it. Lovely job. Once that research is complete, I expect we'll send that disease packing in no time.
As a vet student, just
Run thing with those antelopes.
Yeah.
I dread to think what might have happened if you hadn't got him into quarantine as quickly as you did. Fast thinking there. We had a horrible outbreak of viral gastroenteritis here at Goodwin House. Although, luckily, that was just limited to me and my...
oh, Bernie. But yeah, and
Now
that's
that we've got all our urgent tasks in hand, we can start to focus on the guests.
by building a workshop.
Their time in the park. See, you can also do research into new and improved guest facilities, transport rides, as well as new types of barrier and other things via the workshop. I've highlighted the workshop for you, so head over there, select it, and then click on View Workshop.
I'm still fascinated that they have classic swine fever in here and apparently treat classic swine fever. Most of you won't understand the issue here. For the mouth disease. Just from my vet background, the fact that they were all like, oh yeah, we can research these and treat these and nothing's gonna happen is just a little spicy. But we're not here to talk about diseases, we're here to build a workshop. Yeah, I know. Happy now? View workshop, view.
And finally, assign a mechanic to research souvenir shops by dragging and dropping them onto it. I can't wait to see what they come up with.
Nancy, there would have been way easier ways to do this. Why do you make me find the building?
That research will take a little while, so let's have a look at something else in the meantime. Because we've had some good news.
We have pandas, apparently.
It turns out that we're allowed to adopt more giant pandas. The authorities have given us 3 females to help with our breeding program. Even so, I'm sure you know how notoriously difficult it is to get pandas to breed, so we'll have to be patient. Our current giant panda habitat is full to the brim, but luckily we've already got another habitat ready to go. But before we move our new pandas in, they'll need to go through quarantine. Of course, we can't do that until we've accepted them. So open up animal trading and go into the animal reward section.
We get to build a habitat, sort of at least. Woohoo! Set up the giant panda habitat. So we can just about do that, right? Just about. So we need a feeding station. Yep. We need a food enrichment. Alright, we can have scratching trees now. These are really, really cool. I love how they made this a thing, like genuinely. They're just good. Roller feeder and fish cutter feeder. We do not need water. Is there a lake? Oh yeah, there's a lake. I'm just blind. Okay. And then we need terrain and plant welfare up. Yeah, we should be able to do that. Do they have like something fluffy in there? So yeah, okay, there is habitat bedding, which I assume is straw. So Asia, probably like temperate. Can't go wrong with temperate, right? I only once had giant pandas in one of my zoos. I don't genuinely use them. Temperate. They're a tiger. No. Of course. I mean, we almost have to do bamboo, right? I think not placing bamboo would be a little weird if you're making a habitat for pandas and there's no bamboo in there. People would probably be confused, like, where is the bamboo? Aren't they gonna be so sad if there's none of it around? Go away, please. I don't want to research the terrain right now. I also want wood. Because yeah, as I said, this time I'm actually gonna try to make stuff look decent. I just finished my other recording of my other series where I spent like 30 minutes decorating a lake. So good to see that things don't change even when I switch game mode. Still exactly the same. Just shows you that these things are indeed the bare essentials. Maybe I should stay away from the bad pun. Just maybe. I'm not gonna change the terrain game. I'm trying to place plants. Really? I have a cherry blossom tree. Big one. Over here. And I do like these because they add color. But I also feel like they don't really... Fine, I'm gonna click on terrain. They also don't really fit in my opinion. Here's some Himalayan birch trees. No. Here, and one over there. So... We get a flower bushies. Flower bushies. Am I using too many flower bushies? Maybe? Maybe, I don't really care. And then we have Himalayan. Ooh, Himalayan pines are cool. Maybe up here, since this is like the back, so this would be area, right? Makes sense for the pines and such to be around here. And I want an oak sapling. Do you want some salad? Wait, is the pond down here already? Andy? Wrong. Doing. Yeah, okay, well they placed plants that they don't like in the first place, so just eat those. There we go. We barely have the minimum coverage too. Add another plant and some water lilies. This lake is yeah. Up we go. Wee. I almost want to start doing this, but we're never going to be done if I do that, so... Like, you know, I don't plan on spending an hour in the tutorial. I mean, I am going to, but... I don't want to spend an hour in decorating in the tutorial. Oh, you don't like the fire hose ball? Oh, no, you do like the fire hose ball. Just not as much because you already know it. And we need more short grass. And less long grass.
Our new female pandas have been given a clean bill of health. You'd best move them into the new habitat so they can...
Let me fix the terrain!
You've made their habitat as comfy as possible, because animals will only breed if they're happy.
Yeah, I know. I would have made it even more comfy if you had let me.
Oh, bless. I think they'll be really happy in there. Fingers crossed we'll see some lovely new cubs sooner rather than later. Right, while they're being delivered, we'd better get on with something else. Oh, dear me. There's never any time to rest when you're running a zoo, is there? Well, unless you hit the pause button. Okay, I think it's time I told you all about work zones.
I know work zone.
They don't sound as interesting as the animals, but trust me, they're ever so useful. You see, work zones are a way of making sure that your staff concentrate on specific habitats or tasks within the zoo, so they aren't wandering off elsewhere when it's time to feed the animals or the like. So let's start by creating a new work zone, and then
On it.
on staff and then work zones.
Thanks, Nancy, but I got it.
There you go. Now your keeper will focus his attention on our new pandas. Oh, and just so you know, all types of staff can be assigned work zones. Just make sure that they have access to all the buildings that they need. And one last thing. You might find it faster to assign them from the Work Zones tab in the Staff section of Zoo Management. That'll save you having to chase around selecting your staff one by one. Oh, it sounds like the brand research has been completed. You should collect rewards.
Nancy.
Do that by clicking on the notification or by going back into mechanic research.
Thanks.
Now that we've got our lovely new Just a Memento shop designed, you should build one of them near the zoo's exit.
Will do.
Guests won't miss it on their way out, and we won't miss out on their money.
You know, at least she's honest. What? Come on.
Oh, that's ever so wonderful, that is. Anyway, I'm just off for a moment, but I'm sure I'll have some more jobs for you to look at shortly.
Thanks.
Those pandas look just adorable. I can see why people keep foolishly forgetting that they're wild bears. And good work on that new gift shop branding. Just a memento. Very clever. Much better than our old overpriced gifts branding. I'm all for truth in advertising, but it was perhaps a little on the nose.
Back as promised. Right, I'd like you to increase the number of different species in the zoo. Now, you can find out what species are already in your zoo by going into the zoo section and then into the animals area. And if you're wondering how you're going to fit them all in, then mixed species habitats are a great way to save space and create interesting habitats. Just make sure to check the Zoopedia to find out which species enjoy living together. E.g., don't mix lions with antelopes.
But I went to mix the lions and the antelopes. So yeah, step number 1 is to have at least 18 species. So this is where this whole thing gets long, because now we're going to check every single habitat for the animals that are in there. How happy they are, because they need happiness anyways. And what we can combine them with. So we have a bird's top here. Plants in here. Bye. And that's fine. You can't have more than 2 habitat, and then copy. Or 1 okapi. No, 2 okapi. What's wrong with you guys? Are they stressed? No. Like the terrain. So yeah, generally this is always how I will do it in any kind of scenario. While I go through the animals to check on the basic stuff, I will already work on increasing their welfare. That we can't just randomly miss out on stuff. So we can get you a hanging barrel feeder and maybe a tamarind. I think it's really cool that they, like, these little details they have in the building sometimes. There is no benefit to this, but it looks really cool. Wait, why is your benefit thing not up? It should be full. And yeah, these are animals that can usually cohabitate with some others. But I don't know if any of those are here. For example, like the bird's top here. Can be combined with these two, but they're DLC animals, so I don't think we'll see them. Here we have crocodiles. No, gharials. Sorry. Gharials, not crocodiles. Different species. There we go. Also don't like the plants. Who would have guessed? So now we need to get them some plants. That is fine. This, just this. I mean, you know, it's not a necessary tool, but oh my god, does it make life more comfortable. Just be able to go like, oh yeah, let me just click this in the animal menu and I will actually be redirected to it. And it's gonna be done, and it's cool. I integrated that with the new update as well, which is pretty cool. I like the new update. Useful stuff. See, that's why I really like this game. Like, we're a year in. They still do updates that, like, actually not only gameplay performance, but that are, like, big, just fixes to make the game more, not necessarily playable, just more comfortable. You know, all the small quality of life things that aren't actually necessary, but are just there to enhance the, that was the wrong button. To enhance the gaming experience. Are you happy now? Do you need more plants? No, I think they're okay. I personally don't want to put a lot of plants in this habitat. Because these guys need a lot of space to move. But there's also more hyacinths. And these are like just like, what are they? Are they underwater temple plants? So like you can just like smash those on the ground, right? And they don't even show up, which is the best part about underwater plants. These show up. Okay. And I think the hyacinths... Yeah, the hyacinths show up too. Wait, no. No, let's move on. How are they doing? Yeah, my generic state of making a habitat look nice is just adding a lot of flowers. For those of you who don't know me, that is how I do habitats. You don't have a rubber ducky! How can you not have a rubber ducky? But the rubber ducky is essential. It really is. Like, whoever thinks that rubber duckies aren't essential is just wrong. Every animal needs a rubber ducky. Or 2. Or 5. Also, what is this thing here? It's like the whole zoo has this beautiful Asian theme, and then there's a wooden box. Sometimes I wonder what's going on in Bernie's head. So these are the red pandas. Hello, my littles. So what are you doing? I really, really like red pandas. No, they don't like all of their plants. Obviously, because why would they? Why would anyone ever make sure that the animals actually like the plants they get, right? Red panda. They shouldn't call it red panda, they should call it fluffy panda, but I guess that's gonna cause confusion because all of them are fluffy. How about a forage box? And a rubber duck. They don't have water, I guess a rubber duck would be weird. They have none. Colorful ball, an ice ball. There we go. Was you climbing? Oh, okay. This is okay. Good. It's a pretty standard habitat, but it works. And I know that there's alerts. I'm just going through this one by one, and then, you know, we'll see what's going on. This panda habitat should be perfect, but it's not. Bernie, how is the one habitat that you have that you should actually care about still bad? How do you do this? No, there's not enough plants. Aquatic and... This is like such a typical Bernie thing, like... Oh, this is the one animal that is important in the zoo, I'm gonna make the habitat look like crap. I mean, it's not like Mr. You'll Get to Know Him is any better, believe me. Mr. Dominic, I Am So Great Myers. I'm gonna start showing up pretty soon-ish in the story mode. And I love him! He has the greatest quests of them all. Not. Some of them are pretty fun. Some of them are really fun. Some of them just have this unnecessary amount of limitations to everything that make it really, really hard to enjoy stuff. How are you doing? Good. But yeah, we'll have to with that later. We definitely need another... Why do we have a single male antelope? Just why? I thought that would be a good idea. I genuinely don't get it. You know, that's the thing here. Oh, these are too many plants. I don't like these. No, why was the tree connected to the building? I click this one? Thanks. I don't like some of those trees, so I'm gonna make my own. Yeah, but like, Bernie, part of your zoo told you to have only one male antelope. Oh. Sometimes, you know, like, I know that these are like set up for you to find mistakes and all that, but this is supposed to be a really, really popular and well-run zoo that is like good enough that people actually consider it for, you know, giving pandas to it. Well, not every zoo just gets pandas thrown at it. So, first thing we're gonna do, why do I still get wolves, is we're gonna look for our sable antelope friends, so that our sable antelope isn't alone. Sable, sable, sable. There. Can you please filter? Are there just no sable antelopes, or is the filter messed up? Because I never quite know. Let's just look at what we do have. I suppose. We have pronghorn antelopes. But no sable antelopes. Okay. Sadly, those don't live together. Pronghorn antelopes are like African. American, and these are African. This habitat is good because I did that. What is in here? Oh, the pangolins! So, see, if you needed the space for different species, we could literally move the pangolins over in this habitat. Which we might do. For now, I'm gonna make them happy in there. But if I need the space, which I think I do, I will have to move them to the red panda. Now, they aren't generally animals that benefit from living together. But also they don't not benefit from it. You know? Like, they do use the same plants if you do it right. And all of that. So it's okay. Definitely combine those. Flamingos. Don't have enough shelter. Yeah, I wonder why they don't have enough shelter if all of their shelter is this little thing here. Just grab this. No, no, just this. No? All of this one blueprint. I was hoping to just grab it and copy it. Can't do that. Because I think the thing is, if we go into species and look for, I think, giant flamingos, greater flamingos, the game doesn't even have any decent pre-built habitats available. I mean, this is cute, and I'm gonna use it, but it's not a pre-built habitat. However, we can turn it into a pre-built habitat, I think. Like, can they walk on there? Can you walk on there? No. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's just no cute little habitats that we can use here, honestly. I guess we'll have to build our own. Because all the other options are ugly. Not sure why Bernie thought that this would work in the first place. This, yeah, he just used like a... I love how they stacked roof pieces on top. That is actually pretty creative. Let's do the same thing again. Why can Bernie change the color and I can't? Bernie, what weird cheats are you using? Genuinely, what is this? I'm gonna do what Bernie did, just in simple, because I don't have as much time as Bernie did. What did you use here, Bernie? Can I steal that? Cool. Thanks for letting me steal your idea. No, it's not perfect, but it's close enough to it fits, I suppose. And who cares that the other half of the building is literally, you know, like raised up? So really, Bernie, you have visible heaters? That's like such a noob move. Can I? Maybe Maybe I'll make a series of me just roasting the zoos that are in the tutorials. just complete roast for half an hour. But first we need bedding. There we go. That looks gorgeous, doesn't it? I don't care as long as it counts as shelter. Plants. Benny. Yeah. No. And they don't have the right enrichments. Because they really only like a very, very small amount of enrichments. And the only like food enrichment they have is a forage pool, so you need like 2. So these are okay. What's in here? Oh, these are the crocodiles, right? Ah, see, now we actually have an indicator for deep water. That's pretty cool. Because that also wasn't a thing before, obviously. I'm fairly certain most of you played this game before. Yes, this wasn't a thing before, so... Monkeys! Just because I'm not taking care of you first doesn't mean that I'm not going to take care of you. Behave! Ah, there's monkeys over there. And I assume that they don't want to behave right now. Who escaped? Why is your welfare low? Many adults. Only did you get like 3 Chinese pangolins or something? Bernie, why did you... Bernie, why? Why, Bernie? Why? Why are there 4 pangolins in here? Okay, well, I'm gonna... Please you, yes. And, bow. You're already unhappy, so goodbye. What's wrong with you? You're just stressed. Okay. Bip. And up. And one way glass, the other way around. Let's see if it helps at least a little bit. How? How? Genuinely, how? There's a fence there. Sometimes I'm just fascinated by what happens in these like tutorial zoos. Just imagine this is like the first impression of the game you get. Yes, this is the first thing you do. Because you're a clever person, you start off with actually playing the tutorial, and then this happens. Like goodness, that would just be, yeah. Okay, so let's see if we can cool everything enough with that. There we go, and then we need to play. No. Pretty. And then we're gonna eat all the plants because, of course, they don't like tropical plants. They're monkeys from Japan. Why would they like tropical? Yeah, sometimes I'm a little confused as to what was going on in Bernie's head when he had these built, designed, whatever. Because surely you must have something, like, you must be thinking when building a habitat, but also looking at these habitats, I feel like no one did any thinking. I don't think they can climb cypress trees. Whenever I build habitat for a monkey, like any kind of monkey or anything that climbs a lot, I try to use a lot of trees that are actually climbable. Just for the sake that I don't have to place as many climbing enrichments. Because I usually don't really like the way the climbing enrichments look. Also, Bernie, why is that a... I mean, I guess it's okay. Sort of looks like it's an African building, but... Whatever. Species, Japanese fox. Macaque! Sorry. So, they have a block of ice, maybe. How do you feel about frozen food? And a bowl. Bernie, why did you not give your monkeys freaking bowls? Genuinely. And they can have a rubber ducky too. Maybe even 2 rubber duckies. I'm gonna have to figure out if... Okay, there we go. And now... Well, now we need to get species in. Because we have 12 apparently. Right? We have 15 and we need 18. Okay. So we have wolves, we have red pandas. Do we have some antelopes for the antelope habitat? Nope. Yes. Gonna get the tortoise. No, no, no. Okay, well, we're gonna buy a couple of the tortoises and the warthogs. For now. So the warthogs go in here. And the... Wasn't there a turtle habitat already? Yes, over here. Where did I miss something? They're just so, like, you know, unnoticeable and small. So Aldabra giant tortoises. And by quickly adding our Galapagos giant tortoise, yes, I can sell these. I wasn't sure which ones I needed. By getting Louis in here, right? Have like both tortoises in one habitat, which actually somehow works. Don't ask me how, but it always worked. That's what we're doing here. We have enough shelter. Species. One of the tortoise. Do you want a rubber ducky? Yeah, there we go. Now they're happy. Every animal gets happy. Happy, feels happy, whatever. As long as you give them rubber duckies. Just give them some rubber duckies. See, they're both happy. I'm gonna put some plants in there. Are both of you okay with these plants? We'll see. But I think they're both okay with stuff like palm trees and such. And I just want to make the place look a little less like there's literally nothing in it. I guess that is quite sad if you ask me. Like, every animal deserves to have some plants in their habitat. Even if it's just a tortoise. Do we want to give them a giant rhubarb? It's just a small one? I don't know how the other tortoises feel about the giant rhubarb. No, they're happy with the giant rhubarb. Okay, cool. So yeah, that should put us to like 17 species. Are they all seriously injured? Yeah, all of that. While quickly adjusting the habitat a little bit. But yeah, seems like they're mostly okay with it. Okay. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, so they just need some sort of food enrichment. There we go. One more species. I feel like the game wants me to use the timberwolves or the pronghorn antelopes. Or the peafowl. Oh look, it's a female Galapagos tortoise. And I am probably gonna go with the peafowl. I'm not sure why I would ever put a Formosan black bear in here. We have enough space here to fit the black wild bees. First, they would fit in there. They don't need a lot of space. Let's get two. And I have two black wild beasts and they'll be happy. But we'll see. I think they need to be in bigger groups. I'm not quite sure, but maybe the social is gonna balance itself out because there's other animals there that like, what do I know? Come on, get my black wild beasts in here, please.
I'm sure you know by now how to make your animals happy.
Yes.
So you'd best get that sorted before the inspector gets here. Sorry, did I not mention there was an inspector coming? Oh dear.
Nancy.
You've got everything humming away nicely. Well done. Oh, well. It seems that with our new pandas and other species, we've attracted lots and lots of new guests. Let's work on making sure those guests are kept happy. That means making sure they have great views of the animals, lots of places to buy food and drink, and
Money.
lots of places to get rid of food and drink. Toilets. You should think carefully about where to put your guest facilities, though. For instance, don't put all of the food shops in the same place. Just look at how the guests are distributed around the park needed the most. As long as you remember to pay attention to what the guests are thinking, you'll soon have a handle on what everyone wants.
Ah, yes, Nancy, I care so much about what everyone wants. Can I not at least have a... Do I really have to have this? No, no, I can't, no. Let's give this thing walls. This is just ugly, Nancy. Would you really just let this be in your zoo? And a roof, so it doesn't look completely crappy. There, it's still not a nice build, but at least it looks like it could be a building that was just placed and not just thick. Then we need an information center for the visitors that don't know what the giant pandas are, so we're putting it up here. This is the giant panda information center. It only talks about giant pandas. We need bathrooms. Toilets, a big one. How about right here? Wait, where's the toilet in this thing? Why is it so long? What is happening? Who built this? Who planned this? What is this? There, bathrooms. And 5 bins and 5 benches. Wow. Not quite sure why park didn't already have bins and benches, to be honest, but I can do some more. And then we just have to wait for the zoo inspector to give us a higher rating, which they obviously will.
Like the inspector's almost here. Now, I fully expect you to pass with flying colours. Anything less, and I might have to organise a little job exchange scheme for you with whoever's mucking up the pandas.
Nancy, the zoo has a 4-star rating. There is no way we're gonna get less than 2.5 on it. What is it? What is it? Is it the people? Of course, it's the... I mean, they are all stuck here for some reason. I'm not sure why the tortoises are our main attraction, apparently. There's more people in front of the tortoises than in front of, like, both panda habitats combined. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know. Okay. So let's just give the inspector a few minutes to take a look at this grand zoo. And while the inspector does that, I'm gonna take a screenshot. Because I need a screenshot for the video. For the thumbnail, because otherwise it's gonna look weird if I don't have a screenshot. Those of you wondering, I use GeForce to make the screenshots. You don't have an NVIDIA card, that doesn't really work. But there's other tools as well that you can use, all of that. Thankfully the game, while it doesn't have its own screenshot tool, is, you know, very, very friendly towards all the other screenshot tools. So, yeah. Can you please inspect the habitats faster? Please? Who's freezing? Who's freezing? Why did the inspector have to come when it started snowing? I don't really care. Just look at the gallery. Going to see Ryan. Please check out Ryan and leave. Ryan is just chilling. They should just be frozen at this point, like, you know, winter sleep frozen. Hibernation frozen. There again. Do I really have to go around and place heaters now? Okay, fine. If there are heaters, you're just stuck in the water. That's really cold. Did I really just stay a bit cold? I'm sorry. Just get out of the water. I'm not installing a water heater now. Back when this thing was planned, water heaters weren't even... Yeah, the Gariels. Obviously because, yeah, he was cold, so... I don't care. Are you done yet, Inspector? Please. What is this inspector doing? There we go.
You know, I really can't believe just how much you've come on during our time together. It goes to show, Bernie's got a keen eye for talent. Oh, and speaking of Bernie, he's not finished with you yet. He's got a new job for you in Canada. I get the feeling that you'd best pack a warm coat. Aw, listen, it's been wonderful getting to know you, and I'm sure we'll meet again. But in the meantime, good luck.
Thanks, Nancy. Okay, no Bernie speech. I wasn't.
Been told that there is smiles
A Bernie
on the
speech.
faces of all of the guests. That's a real testament to the hard work you've put into this place. And if anything, I hear the animals look even happier. Although, in all honesty, it's hard to tell with the pandas. They're so, enigmatic. I'm told that Lin's quite the character, though. Oh, she's really been a hit with the visitors. You could even say the business is bam-booming.
Bernie.
And, fingers crossed, we might even be able to feature pandas at some of my other zoos, now that you've shown everyone we know how to cater for their welfare. I shouldn't be surprised, though. After all, you've become a very capable trainee zoo manager. I suspect there isn't a single task I could throw at you which you wouldn't handle with aplomb. That said, I think the next one's gonna be a bit of a curveball.
Edit? Okay. Thanks, Bernie. Anyways, this was the final tutorial episode, the Panda Park. Difficulty hard, as you can see. I know you don't notice with the tutorials, but whatever. Yeah. Going to be it for this episode. And next episode, we'll be doing the first actual career mode thing that isn't just blaze a building, please. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I'll see you again in the next episode. Bye!